Grand Mafia so quick. I'm back to this game again. So today, I want to continue to talking about my last video. After I reach 1 billion influence, I think maybe I'm a bit arrogant, but if I am, please point it out. But I consider I'm as one of the best free-to-play player in this game. When I say free-to-play, I'm very strict free-to-play. That means I didn't even spend $1, including I didn't buy the starter pack of the Killer Queen. I don't have that. I don't have her. So as a 100% free-to-play player, so I consider myself reach 1 billion influence as one of the best free-to-play player in this game. So I share a lot of experience about how to unlock T4 and what's the tips how to grow your influence, how to invest in the past video. But today I want to talk about something different, which is like what's, as a free-to-play player, what's the biggest damage you might able to do, right? So of course this is a fighting game, so it's not like a farming game, right? So fighting battle is one of the key element of this game. So as us, as 100% free-to-play, I want to give you guys actually an idea about how much damage we able to, as a free-to-play player, able to deal when we participate in the battle. To do that, of course, I'm not going to attack some players, and there is a lot of way you can test your capability. In the past, I used to use a casino, but I feel casino there is like a buff and a debuff based on your investment. That really not applicable when you do the real fight, right? Because when you do the real fight, you're not going to have those casino stats buff at all. So I consider about right now there is event the game introduced, which is the every day you can do this one 10 pistol trail. This is a really good way you can test your strengths, because like you won't lose any troops, and also there are challenges. Oh, not this one, sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong this one. So I think I mentioned in my last video there is a challenge tasks. I don't understand why there are still 2 which I haven't collected yet, but actually I finished them all. What I'm trying to say is this actually is a very good test. You can test your strengths because you can look at the stats, the damage you deal, and especially look at the what's the best attack stats you might have, right? So I will just like give you first. As I said, I already finished this task. I don't know why it's showing 2. It's not collected. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe that means I can collect it again. But I just show you to prove that. I have a screenshot back in days. I finished that on 30th of May at 11 o'clock before lunchtime. So that is my skill. So I actually reached 11 million damage, which on one day, of course there are people stronger than me. I know they probably pay to win, but as a free-to-play player, you should able to clear that challenge, because I think the top challenge is you only need to finish like 10 million, and the fact I finished the 11 million, I have like more than 1 million points more than needed. So definitely, like, of course I collect the rewards as well. So definitely this is, I think it's a bug. So I'm more happy to do it again. So I can collect those goodies, like this is 6,000 sound. Oh, there are 10,000. Oh, 16,000, and oh, speed up, and so many tickets over there, coupons there. I'll probably do that next time. But I'm just telling you how I do that. I actually saved one of the battle report, like on that for that. What's that? Successful defeat. Is this one? What's this? Congrats. This is something different. So this is the battle report, which is I believe as a free-to-play player and the best damage you can do. So I'm going to remove my camera because I don't want to have my big face get in the way. So I'm going to show you what you see on the screen is the best damage you can have as a free-to-play player, right? I'm pretty 99% sure. And keep in mind, when I say the best damage you can do, I'm talking about a solo, right? I'm not talking about raid, because every raid people can have the join raid, but those raid buffs are not your investment. That's their investment. They give you 5%, 8%, 20% attack buff, right? That's not you. So I think like if you really want to test the extreme, you might add 100%, like you can another 100 attack damage. But as a free-to-play single player, this is the best you can have. So let's go back to the report. Crew attack 617, right? HP 6. Crew attack 617, HP 631. Right, myself, I boost Hitman. For you, maybe you want to boost the Biker or Bruiser, but the number should be very close. 641, right? So this is the best damage you can have, and also with 20% actual damage against the counter troop type, right? So if you want to see where this damage comes from, you can actually click on this attack or defense. You can click on each of them to see the detail. So let's click on the crew attack. So it shows where the attack comes from. Around 499.82 is the crew attack like buff, which is my stat increase. And of course, I use my Government War skill, which is, if you don't know, like if you click on this button here, if you click on this button here, which is a pistol there, and there is Government War Specialties, and there is this ray, right? And this one, I think most of you should have access to. If you set your specialty in Government War to attack, you should have that. And same for equipment adjustment, right? This one is to temporarily increase the size of troop. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you go here, you see specialities, right? Specialities. I'm highlighting that right now, right? And then you go to Government War Specialties. And right now, my VIP level is level 7. That give me the privilege to reset the Government War Specialty for free. So what I can do is I can just tap on my profile and go to specialty, right? And then I can just reset that. It doesn't cost me anything. And I can start like go to the first tab, which is this tab, right? But normally you shouldn't on this tab, because this tab you should only invest on this tab when you're fighting, right? What I'm doing is I go everything attack for Hitman. Same for this one, and because I have a lot of points here, so when you level up, you get more points. So this when you unlock these skills, right? Unlock this skill, which is, as I said, give you 10% crew size. Use that if you want to deal the max damage, and also enraged attack, which will give you more. So give you, as you see, give you 10% more attack damage, and also same for defense and HP. And then for the counter troop type, right? If you're hitting Hitman, and enraged attack, of course, maxed out, give you maybe 20% extra enraged attack, right? And then here you actually can choose, if you're defense, you choose defense crew attack. But this one I think only happens, which is attack turfs. So for that case, so you might argue I can get more, because this one is, as you see, if you max out, give you 20%. But what I did, I go to the first one, this one, and if I max, it's going to give it 10%. So I lose 10% because I'm not hitting turf, I'm hitting just NPC, right? So in that case, the report I max this out rather than this out, as because that's not a turf. But ideally, you can get 10% more. Just keep it in mind. Same for this defense and HP, you can get more if you want to do the turf attack, which will give you 10% more, right? So, and then come to this note, which is you can have actual, like your equipment give you more attribute improvement by 5%. Not much, but it's still better than nothing. Then you go to enraged crew attack, and then which will give you more enraged attack, 15%, right? And the same for this one. And the same for this one. Oh, I'm almost at the level I can do this rescue. Whatever. But yeah, you see, you see what I mean. So you get those buff for switching your specialty to attack focus. Of course, when you also when you focus on the attack, you want to get the best stats. You change like your, for example, reset here, and you, for example, you just boost your hitman, right? I can just go to the very end, just boost everything, crew attack, then hitman everything, and I give hitman everything here, crew HP, yes, everything, crew HP boost everybody, and this hitman attack only boost the hitman, but give you different multiplier. So basically like that. So right, so let me just quit. I don't want to save. Well, it will not save yet. I don't want to save that. So basically you reset your specialty, and also let me just go back to my favorites and then show. So that's how I got those attacks and how I got enrich attack, right? Underboss execution. Yes, I capture the underboss in the city map, on the city map, and execute that before attack. So I get an extra 38% underboss execution attack. You know what I mean, right? So you can attack other players, capture their underboss, and you can use execution like a stamp, or you can wait for like a couple hours, like 24 hours, or sometimes more than that. But you were able to execute them, but be careful, because when you have underboss arrested, other people, even they are in the other area, they can attack you on the common war map. And also, not only I execute the underboss, other player underboss, but also I keep some other underboss arrested in my hostage cell. So I get like 68% extra attack for the execution, right? So same for the defense. And there is explanation, and the HP I give you explanation, right? If you're looking at, then I give you maybe because I'm boosting the hitman. So let's look at the hitman target boost. So there is super weapon assistant attack 10% here. So that's where I got those stats, and you can, as I said, you can argue maybe I can get another 10% attack from here if I'm attacking other players. But basically, this is the best you can have, right? And that's not all. So, like, switch your specialty on Government War specialty to attack to boost your major troop type, and your underboss specialty to boost your specialty like specialized troop type and the crew type, crew stats. But also there is something which in this Government War, which you can have the occupation, right? Which is professional hall, right? By doing this, on that day I switch to this. I'll switch to strategic advisor, because this one, when you switch to there, it'll give you the, I believe, yeah, actual crew attack, right? See that? Give you actual 30% in crew attack, and also the skill here, which will give you 100% attack increase for 30 minutes. I use that as well. So you can argue, well, if I'm not on this map, I don't have this buff. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to give the best stats you could possibly have as a free-to-play player. So everything which you hear, you don't need to pay. You can achieve. You can achieve that, right? So I use that, and don't worry about this. Will just increase this skill. Just increase the speed, movement speed against the police station. But I use that. But just be careful when you're using this skill, especially this enhanced firepower. So this skill's cooldown time is very long. I think it's 24, like 2 days. So it's not like other profession, like the cooldown time is maybe 24 hours. Just 1 day, it become available again at the reset time. But this skill, the cooldown time is 48 hours, I believe. Is that 48 hours it says here? Yeah, 2-day cooldown, which is like, whoa. But for the sake of have the best stats as a free-to-play player, I switched to the strategic advisor once just to test the water. And then I got this stats. So I believe this is possibly the best stats you could ever have. What's this? This is the other reporting rating, right? And also, not to mention my turf, as I mentioned, my turf level is right now 8 stars. I believe at the time, let me just go back to that report to see what's my troop type. So or I'm still at the 7 stars. So potentially I can give you more damage if I reach. Now I'm on 8 stars. So if now I go back to my turf, just let me collect this gift. Let the count meter start going. So if I go here, what's this? Don't worry. Family console, right? So you can see family plans. My console, you can see it's 8 stars, right? It's 8 stars. That means my troop type, troop strength is 8 stars. So I'm 8 stars. So give more investment speed. And if you don't know what the star means, actually you can go to the training center. And where the training center is? Come on. Where's my training center? Here we go. As you can see, like if I click on my troop, then you can click on attributes here. Then you can say then star level, star 8, and you click on this icon. It shows you have like on different level, star level, like you unlock T4, you start like your attack is 642 as individual T4 troops, but it go to 8, right? So where am I? So that's 6. Sorry, that's not 8. What I'm tripping. 8 is 758. So ideally, my troop could have more damage, which is 700. Before 732. I don't think this number shows in the battle report though. But just to let you know, the T4 troops, they have different stats for attack, defense, and HP, right? As you can see, there is like a slightly like a 10% or maybe 20%. I think it's not less than 10, maybe 5% bump, right? So I might able to deal a bit more damage. And you can argue if I'm a free-to-play player, maybe I can get a 10 stars. That means I can have extra damage, right? I can have an extra damage like this, but I think that's going at the time when I'm making this video. I don't think there are many free-to-play player have reached a 10 star yet. Myself, I'm on 8 star right now. So that's how we are. So that is how I get my damage from, right? Where I get my stats from. So I want to give you a picture, like where we could be, like if as a free-to-play player, and what's the best damage we might able to deal with. So here are the rest of the stats. So as I mentioned, 617 crew attack. And could be higher, could be 28. For example, if I'm an attacking player, I invest on the government war specialties on the instead of above the crew attack for attacking player turf, right? Same for defense and HP, just at a 10%. That's absolutely maximum. And I'm boosting the hitman, so look at this line. And yeah, so I also have investment, reduce the damage taken, and giving more damage, 25% damage, which is against the bike. Oh yeah, so I didn't mention that. Just want to let you know. So this is my setup. Of course, you can argue if I have a grand tier or even Lexi tier of the Godfather equipment. Of course, you can deal more damage, but I doubt as a free-to-play player you can be like that. So all of my jewels are grand. So you can grand, right? And grand. So I don't need to show you everything, right? I don't need to show you everything, but basically they're all grand. I haven't unlocked this part yet. And I have like grand like Godfather jewel as well, which give you 10%. Maybe I can replace this one with the attack jewel though. Maybe, but you won't get too much stats from what I have right now. And also, I forgot to mention, so the coalitions, which is like basically you can join different factions, which is not a real faction like you are joining like in the game, but you can join different coalitions, right? So for example, right now I'm at where am I? I'm at coalition center, right? I'm with the hitman. I switched to hitman. So hitman reputation level, I'm friendly. So give me a bit buff here, right? So, and also I have displayed those weapons. those weapons give me extra stats. For example, this one, as you can see, it give me more stats. And if you click on this icon, this green icon, it shows like it give you more damage for the counter troops. Those little icons for those things only active when you join the coalition, right? When you join the coalition. And for example, this one, it give me what's this little things, boost the bruiser, and this one, yeah. So this is my weapon, and the weapon, of course, you can see the boost bruiser, biker, bruiser, crew, hit my HP, and if I click here, you can see like increase hitman attack again. So basically, I joined the hitman coalition, so which is like a pharaoh, I think. So to get more stats buff from here. So absolutely, like at the time when I'm making the video, I give the best shot, like when I attacking the NPC, which is the Tempest trial. So that's how I can get the best record for you guys to show you as a free-to-play player what's the best you can have. So yeah, if you have any more suggestions, maybe you can share with me. And otherwise, I hope this one give you an idea about where the future could be for you. And if you, before I go, if you want to ask me, what these stats, are they good? I would say, of course, it's not as good as like some like pay-to-win player. They probably sometimes, if they got a raid buff, they can got over 1,000. Let me just check. So you successfully attacking. Let me just show one of the raid. Let me find a good one. For example, this one where was failed to defend. What's this? For example, like this one. If you can looking at the enemy side, right? This is like those pay-to-win player. They can boost to 1,000, over 1,000, right? Over 1,000, and this is our side, which is 800. Basically, like for pay-to-win player, they can get maybe 200% extra attack. But keep in mind, they have those stats. Can I see the details? Yeah, they got those things because they have 100% raid joining bonus. So don't worry about that. But the rest of the things, they gotta maybe take a little bit more, like on the different investment. But basically, those are the area which you can get more stats. And if you want to compare my stats with pay-to-win player, of course I'm not as good, but it's not too far, right? So they are having 700, sorry. So and 800 crew attack, and the 700 for the specific like troop type you strengthen. I'm strengthened. So and the comparing with mine, which is this one. So they have the like maybe I'm losing 200% here, but keep in mind that you have to remove 100% like attack increase for a raid bonus, and also like I have 600 here. So which is, yeah, I will say arguably there will be 100 like differences, but that is a top pay-to-win player stats. And what are you seeing on the screen is a free-to-play player for the solo attack. I would say this stats is not bad. It's not the top tier, but definitely you have a chance when you're fighting in the government war, when you're fighting against other players. So definitely this one, as a free-to-play player, it doesn't mean we are just farmers. That means with these stats, you have a chance, like in the government war, right? You can win with this kind of stats. So okay, so that's everything I want to talk about. So hopefully this video give you some idea about what the future could be, and you can set your expectation right? Maybe the expectation, what are you saying? The fact is too cold, too cruel, or maybe it's too good, but. Yeah, so I'm happy to discuss with you and share more of my experience to help you growing as a free-to-play player. So thank you for coming to check out this video. I'll talk to you later. Thanks out. See you later. Bye.